Hey there, it's Kristen with K Design Co. And today I want to share with you how you can add Yoast to your WordPress website and use it to optimize your SEO for your pages and for your blog posts. So this will hopefully be a relatively quick and easy tutorial, but can definitely do wonders for your visibility on Google. So what you're going to want to do inside of WordPress is go to your plugins, and then you're going to want to add Yoast. If you don't already have this plugin, it's free. There are premium versions of it, but you don't need the premium version to do the basic setup. So it's actually one of the first recommended plugins. If you don't see it there, then you can always type in search, but go ahead and just download Yoast. You might get, depending on your host, you might get a little message to say, hey, are you sure you want to add this? Just be careful whenever you're adding plugins to your website that you know and trust the developer of that plugin, and that is it is a safe file. Sometimes people can upload random plugins to the plugin library and they can break your site. So just be careful whenever adding a new plugin. So once you add and activate that plugin, you'll be able to go here to your plugin and see it now listed there at the bottom. It's alphabetically. So let's go ahead and actually do the first time configuration on your site. So this is just a quick little setup wizard that Yoast will help you walk through the kind of basic settings that it needs to set up the SEO on your site. So what you're going to want to do is run through this little wizard. You can define if you're a business or a person, your website name. I'm just going to use my template that I'm using as a test here as an example. And then you can upload a logo if you want. I'll just upload whatever little image I can find on hand. And then once you have that, you can go ahead and do save. And then you can add in your Facebook or other social profiles here. Once you have that done, just do save and continue. Your personal preferences. This is just if you want to get the newsletter or share data, so you don't have to do that. And then, like I said, it's pretty quick and painless. Once you've got your basic settings, you can go to your SEO dashboard. So I don't actually spend a lot of time here with Yoast. Once you have that first time configuration set up, mainly where you're going to be operating and using Yoast is on your pages and on your posts. So let's go ahead to the post section. Let's go to add new post and create a brand new post. And I will walk you through the steps I would use Yoast SEO to optimize this content. So I have my blog over here all written, so I'm just going to copy it and then I'm going to paste it into my WordPress area. So I have, by default, it will hopefully pull in most of the formatting that you have, but you may need to move things around a little bit. This is the Gutenberg block editor, so your version of WordPress might look slightly different depending on if you've upgraded your WordPress. Hopefully you have, but if not, it might be slightly different. But essentially, once you've got your post in here, you will be able to optimize this further using Yoast SEO. So you might be like, where's Yoast? Okay, it's actually way down here, and you may not see it at first because it might be minimized, but if you click this little arrow, you'll see Yoast expand out where you can see all of the settings. So there's a few things that you're going to want to pay attention to here on your Yoast pop out. And the top part, the focus key phrase. So this is the part of the page where you want to put your SEO keyword or key phrase to help you analyze this page so that you can optimize it further. So in this instance for my blog post, I want to optimize for the phrase website copywriting. And then by putting this here, this tool is going to analyze your page content against that key phrase. Just putting this here does not mean you're going to rank for this key phrase. It just helps you analyze the page so that you can optimize it further. So that's important to note. And then let's say here, this little preview area is what your post will look like in search results, either mobile or desktop view. So you can see by default it's pulling in the title, and then it also wants you to have a meta description. So this is where you can put this directly inside of Yoast. You can also optimize the slug, which is another area that not only SEO impactful, but also just for people to be able to read it and remember the URL, I think is important. So we're going to go ahead and optimize these 3 areas. So you can see by default, the title that gets pulled in is straight from the blog title. So you don't necessarily have to update that, but sometimes if it's really long, it will get truncated. So you might want to rethink your blog title if you notice it's getting cut off. Typically, truncated results don't perform as well as non-truncated results. So you might want to go back up here, and maybe it's just not the ultimate, but maybe it's just the guide. So you can see, we can go down further and see, okay, we're still getting cut off a little bit. Maybe it's just website copywriting. And then not only will that help it get not truncated, but it also puts the keyword at the beginning of our title, which Yoast will really like. So now that we got our title, let's go ahead and optimize our slug. So by default, it will just generate a slug based exactly on the title. I always like to shorten mine a little bit and just get to the heart of what this is really about. So if I just want it to be website copywriting, maybe copy that converts, I get rid of all those articles and some of the filler words that don't make as much impact, then that is a shorter, more succinct slug that both people and Googlebots will be able to read. So down here, then after I have the slug and my title optimized, for the meta description, this is where you want to put kind of the call to action that somebody's going to be able to read a little bit of a summary and then add something there that makes people want to click it. So let's go ahead and just write something offhand. I'll try to do my best. So website copywriting is more than just the words on your website. It's persuading people that your service or offer is the only option. Get my best tips. Okay, so this is a good start for a meta description, both in the length, because we're seeing that we're still in the orange here and nothing's getting truncated, and also because we have our keyword phrase in here. So that's a good place to start. Now, once you have these kind of 3 basic elements, we have our title, our slug, and our meta description, then you can go down here and start using this SEO analysis tool to further optimize your page. So you're going to see that we have a list of problems, improvements, and good results. So it's already analyzing the page for us based on the content that we already have here. But it's giving us some suggestions on how to improve it. So just because you get all of the things on this page to be green doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to rank, but it does mean you have a better chance to rank for this. I would not use this though, like as a final say and being able to rank. Like if you still have a few red items, it's okay. And doesn't necessarily mean you're not going to be able to rank. So do pay attention to this, but don't use it as the final end all be all. So I'm looking at this. I'm just going to run through very quickly some of the things that it's suggesting for me, and then I can go ahead and make changes to this post based on that. So it says that I don't have any outbound links. That means that I don't have any links to other like reputable websites, which can always help for SEO. It's also looking for some images, which I don't have any images on the page. So that would be another easy place to do it. This is not only good for SEO, but it's also just good for readers. So let's go ahead and just add one in here. I like to add an image or a few images throughout my post to kind of break up the content, especially like before new sections or headings. So this would be a good opportunity. I could just type in image here. let's go ahead and post something already in my media library, just as an, okay, there we go. We got an image. So you can do this a few times throughout your site and your post to optimize an individual post. Obviously, the images that you're using, you want to be relevant to the content that you have. You can see now that I just added an image. Now, instead of images being under the problems section, it's moved to the good results section. So that's an improvement just with an easy change just like that. Now, it's also saying a few things that maybe I have my key phrase a little bit too much in the content of my post. One thing you don't want to do in your blog, while you do want it to be optimized, you don't want it to be like your keyword stuffing. So if you're reading the post and you're like, wow, it seems like I'm saying the same phrase over and over again, like it would be really awkward to read out loud or for somebody to read. Like this might be where you want to rethink some of your headings. Maybe you could use a keyword variation or slightly adjust those headings or places where you've put those keywords so that it's not super redundant and it doesn't feel spammy. So you can see now that I just changed that one little heading, now I already moved that item down into the good results. So it's super easy to just kind of run through this list and pay attention to the things that it's suggesting and make simple changes that are going to have, a pretty significant impact. So I think once you feel like you've done a pretty good job at optimize your content, you have keywords in your headings, the content of your post is helpful, has images, and you have optimized all of the areas that it's suggesting to your best of your ability, then you can go ahead and publish that post. So once you publish, then Google is going to periodically scan your website, and hopefully in the next week or two, sometimes it takes a few weeks, you'll be able to start getting some traction on this post. And I always say that SEO is somewhat of a long game, but I've been known to publish a post and also start seeing results from that, within a couple of weeks to get Google traffic from it. So I would say keep at it, stay consistent, and continue to publish quality content on your website. And I think in no time you will have Google traffic at your door.